My father, Paul Teeter, was born in Mobile, Alabama. He was a gifted athlete and he played baseball at the University of Alabama as a college student. Roll Tide. My mother, Young Soon Hwang, was born in what is today North Korea, but with the geopolitics, her family experienced the overnight turn to communism. She grew up in Seoul. When she was little, she had a dream. Her dream as a 7-year-old was that she would one day be a teacher in America. Things happened in their family, Sovereign Foundation pieces, where my grandfather passed away early. My grandfather was very rigid, old school, traditional, and he told my amazingly gifted mom, "You will cook in the kitchen and you will have babies." But my mom wanted to pursue her dream. He passed away early, and my grandma, my Halmani, loved her. She was the one who said, "Young Soon, fulfill your dream." My mom went to Wagner College in New York City. She was the only Asian in the school in 1959, and she loved it. She loved tennis. She loved learning. She did great. Got her master's from Wagner in New York City. And then she had a friend who was a sponsor, and the sponsor connected her to a superintendent in Los Angeles, California. She took the train all the way from New York City to LA, La La Land. She interviewed. She got the job, and she was going to be a teacher in Los Angeles. She took another train up to Seattle, and then from Seattle, she was going to go to Seoul to go back and tell her mother and her brothers. On the ship, my dad was a mariner. That's why they're the Seattle Mariners in Major League Baseball. My dad was a mariner, and the 3-week steamship, yes, 21 days to sail or to steam from Seattle to Seoul. 21 days. So next time you have a delay on your flight, think of that. 21 days. But in those 21 days, my mom and dad fell in love. It was the bridging of two worlds, East meets West. My mom said, my dad told me that when they went to go introduce my dad to my family, my Halmani, she was racist. She said, "For 1,500 years, the Wong family has had nothing but pure Korean blood." And she named off every single, no Mongolian, no Chinese, no Taiwanese, no Japanese, named off every single Asian blood. And she said, "And what makes you think that we're going to allow a big-nosed American into our family?" My dad was very strong. And he said, "With all due respect, I am not here to ask you, but I'm here to tell you that I have fallen in love with Young Soon, and we are getting married." The family reconciled over those, that's quite a beginning, isn't it? They family reconciled. My mom and dad were the supporters, and they brought all 4 of the uncles. Halmani lived at our house. I grew up with my grandma in the house. It was great. A beautiful Dutch, Southern America, Korean, blended, bicultural family. June 10th, everything changed. My dad was a glider plane pilot. He used to take me up. And I came home from the baseball field that Saturday. My mom was actually traveling in Korea. And all my uncles were there when I rode my bike, my mongoose. I was like 9, 10 years old. And all the uncles were there to tell me and my brother that my dad died. They think that his soaring, it's a Cessna with no engine. After 3.5 hours, they lost contact with him. The winds were so perfect that day. And they think he fell asleep and he crashed into the mountain. So as a 10-year-old boy, I went from saying, "Dad, have a great day, I'll see you in the afternoon," to coming home at 4 o'clock in the afternoon to realize my dad is gone and I would never see him again. A plane's flying over right now. The trauma was deep for me. My mom said that the first thing she noticed is I immediately began to make my bed military style. You'd flip a quarter and it'd bounce. I never had a clean room before that. And I think it was my way as a little boy of coping to say, I can't control anything on this spinning planet. but at least I can keep my bed clean. I grew up, a lot of problems. I had my friend group, but we were crazy, and I realized I just tried to medicate my pain. And it wasn't until I met Jesus that he was the only one who said, I can heal your pain. You don't have to try to do it yourself. I can heal it. So fast forward, I'm now 53 years old. We plant a church here in Compton, California, out of Long Beach, right next door. And in our church plant, I mentor 7 young men, all under 30 years old. As we go through our life together, dads is the core issue. So last night, one of our young men, Jose, he's going to be a dad. And as we were sharing, in 3 weeks, his wife, Lavina, is going to give birth. And as we were sharing, the guys were going around in a circle. We're pumping him up. And Martel said, I love how you're doing it right, man. You got married. You didn't live with her. You're going to walk together into being parents. And it's very rare in our neck of the woods for marriages to happen like that. And they started pumping up Jose. It was really beautiful. And then one of the other young men, our DJ AC, the coldest, he said, Jose, I've seen you, man, with the kids. You're going to be a really great dad. And then Jose said something I'll never forget. He said, you know, my dad, he taught me how to deal and he taught me how to shoot. He taught me street life. And then my other friend Rio said, at least he taught you something. As we close today, the greatest promise in heaven is that our Father loves us. What a blessing in Jesus' Sermon on the Mount when he starts teaching that we can call him Father. We can call him Dad. We could call him Abba. I grew up with a gigantic hole in my heart called fatherlessness. But when I started following Jesus, he began to fill it and fill it and fill it and fill it. And I can't believe that I get to mentor my dear friends and younger brothers into realizing that you have a Father. My name is John Teeter. My name is what? My name is who? My name is John Teeter. And I have a Father.